had one of those days where you literally could not think of anything else other than Elle Woods in Legally Blonde? Specifically, the costume party scene. When she's looking at Warner and she's like, I'm just never going to be good enough for you. Like, that realization that it doesn't matter how brunette she makes herself or how whatever, smart, got into freaking Harvard. Warner was waitlisted. And I feel like in that moment, it's almost like that realization that I just did a very unhinged, completely crash out over this bruh, because he is a bruh, for what? It doesn't matter. None of it even matters. You're not going to realize. It's like, I'm not going to be able to shake you and realize that I am the most amazing thing you will ever lay your eyes on. It didn't matter. However, what I'm really kind of getting out of all of this is what happens next. Sure, Elle completely crashed the F out and did all of these very obsessive, intentional things to get into Harvard so Warner would take her serious. And she got into Harvard. Better grades. Did better than him. And I keep coming back to that song, Better Watch Out, Going for the Knockout. It's like, even if the reasoning behind going to Harvard was to win Warner back, her purpose revealed itself. She wasn't really at the wrong place. I mean, she was probably at the wrong place in that bunny get up looking at Warner and being like, let's be together forever. I love you. Look at everything I did for you. But it still led her to Harvard. And I feel like that's kind of the message that we're getting today. Is even if you crashed out and did something absolutely ridiculous, collective, over someone that you were hoping that they would just wake up one day, you could shake them and they wake up one day and see that you are the knockout. They're still them. Yeah, you just did a bunch of really big, kind of insane, amazing things, and they're still just them. So what's the higher purpose here? Is it to get you somewhere that you wouldn't have got to had you not been challenged in that way? To try and prove your worthiness to someone else? Yeah, that's not a fun way to go about it, but you can't deny the results. Pay attention. You're being asked to pay extra close attention to the signs you're being given, both subtle ones and ones that can't be missed. These signs will help you see how to best move forward in order to live your best life, literally what the card says. It's not always fun. How you get there isn't fun. The journey, it's like even with a different intent, showing that you could work hard and you could show up for yourself and get that stuff accomplished. Pay attention. Maybe this is the sign. Maybe this is what the whole point was. Maybe it wasn't Warner, okay? Warner was just like the tool that was used for you to get to where you need to go. What if Warner wasn't the soulmate? What if Warner was the karmic lesson here? For you to choose yourself. You're being asked to request help from another. You don't need to deal with this issue alone. There are many people who want to help you, but it's up to you to bravely ask for their support. It's up to you to ask them. No one's going to come in and save the day. You have to put you first. You have to take you seriously. No one's going to save the day, but if you show up for you, watch how everything and everyone else shows up for you too. It's a sign of strength to reach out. Do that today. What can you do today to kind of sidestep here? No matter where you are at in this journey, or maybe you're already past this. Maybe you're part of the collective who already went through all this and you're past it. Maybe that's the help that you would give someone else. Hey, what are you missing here? Because Warner isn't the big sun in your life. Sweetie, you are the sun. Maybe that's even advice that you can pass on to someone else you see who's struggling, who's crashing out over that's just a boy. That's just a boy. Kind of not non-specific. I'm just saying that's just a boy. You're the sun, and that's just a boy. No matter where you're at in this, it's like you've either been there, you're in it, you're on the other side, you're stepping into it. You're somewhere along this path. Someone always knows a little bit more than you do about this journey. Compassion. You're being asked to be kinder to yourself, to give yourself a break. Instead of being a taskmaker, a bully, and a horrible friend to you, be a loving comforter who always has your back. Be the knockout. You're the knockout. You are the knockout. It was purposeful. It's all purposeful. You're being asked to change a part of yourself that no longer feels like the person you've become or are becoming. Like I said, I still feel in this collective that I'm talking to multitudes of you who are all at different parts in this journey. Change isn't always easy, but letting go of this outdated part of yourself will allow you to align with your true self. Sure, maybe it was menacing, maybe it was crazy, maybe you crashed out a time or two. Maybe the whole thing was a crash out. But what if it was for a higher purpose, for you to learn to pick you? Because that's what you did. You picked you. You're going to pick you. You did pick you. Whatever part of the journey you're on, you can always change your mind and change your direction. No matter how it started, maybe that was the point. See how you could show up for someone else? And try showing up like that for you. We're going to go to part 2 and kind of dive into what's going on in Warner's head, because Warner knows. Trust me, Warner knows. Warner knows. Scotty doesn't know, but Warner knows that they missed out on a knockout. So let's go to part 2.